Ouki Mochizuki never had too many friends. As a little kid, he spent all of his time in the hospital due to malnutrition. Having been born with a laptop for a head, he had to be fed through a feeding tube since day one, and though the doctors tried their very best to keep him as fit as any other child, it was years before he was strong enough to leave the hospital for good and start a normal life. In school, he was often made fun of. Society was already judgmental towards those with mutant quirks as a whole, and even among his fellow mutants, Ouki's quirk was more unique than most. The other kids in his school would poke and prod at his laptop overhead, slam their hands on the keys, and mess with the touchpad. It hurt, both physically and emotionally, and Ouki wasn't sure how to connect with them or get the bullying to stop. Still, Ouki tried to make the best out of his situation. Some of his earliest memories included him logging onto the internet through his laptop to watch videos online that featured heroes, such as All Might saving people all across Japan. Those videos gave him hope for things to get better in the world, no matter how bad things got. As he grew up, he found himself wanting to be like those heroes, despite how weak his body used to be. He began running every day to build up his stamina so that he could do it continuously for 1 kilometer, then 2 kilometers, in the hopes that one day he would become strong enough to succeed in his dream. That was why, no matter how bad things got at school, Ouki kept telling himself that things would get better. He continued pushing towards his goal no matter what it took, and tried not to let the prejudice from his peers get to him. By the time he was in middle school, he had become decently athletic and started the practice of running a marathon once a year. His efforts paid off when he got accepted into the prestigious UA Academy, the most elite school in the country known for training young heroes. As he sat in the front row of his brand new classroom on his first morning at UA, Ouki could not help but feel a sense of accomplishment and disbelief. He was actually here, after everything he had been through, and after all that it took. He looked around him, observing as his new classmates chatted with one another and took their seats amidst a jumble of chaos. It was normal for classrooms to be loud and disorganized in the mornings, but this one seemed especially so, considering it was just the first day and everyone had only just met one another. Ouki had tried his best not to stand out from the crowd to avoid any negative attention before classes had even started. He had displayed the most ordinary face and hairstyle that he still resonated with on his laptop screen in place of an actual human face, hoping that he could appear somewhat normal amongst his new classmates. Someone came over from near the back of the classroom and took the seat at the desk in front of him. Ouki turned instinctively to face the newcomer, who smiled at him as she began to unpack her things.
Hello,
She greeted.
I'm Sora.
Ouki looked over at her in slight surprise. It was rare that he got such a warm and friendly greeting on the first day of school. Then again, he hadn't had many first days at school. After all, UA was only his third one, as he had not been to kindergarten or preschool.
Oh, hi.
He greeted in return, adjusting the facial expression on his screen so that it smiled.
I'm Ouki.
Sora looked away for a brief moment as she began putting stationery onto her desk.
It's nice to meet you. Sorry if I seem out of it. The class is too noisy this early in the morning.
Oh, no, it's okay. You don't seem out of it at all. But it is rather chaotic. I think people would take some time to get to know each other first before all the shenanigans start happening.
It seems like the shenanigans are some people's way of getting to know each other. I was just talking to another guy at the back of the classroom who was overwhelmed by all this. I think some of the girls are arguing as we speak.
Ouki fell silent and listened for a moment before nodding his laptop in agreement.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Something about who is better?
I don't really know.
Sora shrugged.
It seems like the school year is off to a wild start.
She placed her hands on the table and fixed her eyes on the blank board in front of them.
I wonder when our teacher is going to get here.
Well, it is kind of early.
Ouki said, checking the time through the display at the corner of his screen.
But it shouldn't be long now.
Just then, a sudden idea came to him as he reached for his school bag.
Hey, would you like a sweet?
Ouki asked, pulling out a bag of candies from the front compartment.
A sweet?
Sora echoed, a little confused. Ouki opened the bag of candies and held it out to her. Ever since elementary school, there was one way he had tried to connect with his peers, with varying degrees of success. His parents had always been supportive of him living as normal a life as possible, and at a certain point, they began giving him snacks to share with potential friends at school during break time. Though he could not eat any of them himself, Ouki knew how much people liked bonding over food, so he decided to take on the idea. It hardly ever resulted in him making an actual friend, but handing out snacks at school did give him an opportunity to talk to people he would otherwise hadn't known how to talk to. Even if those conversations lasted only a few seconds, Ouki treasured them a lot, and he soon made a habit to bring snacks with him to any social event to try to bond with others, however briefly. Among these snacks, candies were his favorite to bring around due to their small size and how long they can last in storage. Not to mention, he had noticed from all the way back in his hospital days that receiving candies made other people, especially fellow kids, happy, and he had wanted to give that joy to them.
Yeah, I have a few kinds. You could take some if you like.
He began sifting through the various flavors and candy types that were mixed in the bag he was holding.
There's strawberry, green apple, peach, super spicy hot peppermint. Though, I'm not sure if you'd want that one since people don't usually like those.
If you're sure, I could take a strawberry-flavored sweet.
Sora said after thinking on it for a moment. Ouki picked one up and handed it to her.
Of course. You can have as many as you want.
Did someone say super spicy hot peppermint?
Came a voice from directly behind Sora. Both of them turned to face the third party, who was leaning forward in her seat and gazing over at the bag of candies.
Yes. Do you want some of them? I have quite a few. Most people don't really like those.
I'll take all of them!
The new girl said, extending a hand eagerly.
I love that shit.
A little taken back, but pleased, Ouki handed the entire bag of candies to the new girl. She excitedly dug in, and soon had a small pile of candies on her desk.
This stuff is the life.
She said reverently as she emptied the bag of peppermint-flavored treats and handed the remaining ones back to Ouki.
Makes your mouth feel like it's so cold that it's practically on fire.
That sounds way too extreme for my taste.
Sora commented, as Ouki returned the remaining candies to his school bag.
I prefer a more subtle flavor. I guess I don't really like things that stand out too much.
Bold statement coming from a girl who decided to wear pants to school.
The newcomer replied. Sora looked surprised.
You can tell I'm a girl?
Of course I can. You got a girly smile, girly hair.
My hair isn't as girly or long as I want it to be.
Whatever, my point is you're definitely a girl.
Sora looked stunned, but she was smiling.
No one ever said that to me before without me telling them first. In fact, I was kind of worried that I would be seen as, well...
She looked down at the pants she was wearing, the pants that were part of her assigned school uniform.
Ah, I see.
The newcomer said after a moment, appearing to understand the hidden meaning behind Sora's reaction.
You had no choice but to wear those pants. Sorry for assuming otherwise, but hey, I ain't here to judge you, and if anyone misgenders or dead names even here, I'll beat 'em up.
She clenched one of her hands into a fist and raised it into the air to emphasize her point. Sora could not help but look back up at her and smile again.
I'm Kiyomi, by the way. Nice to meet ya.
I'm Sora, and this is Ouki.
Ouki turned back to look at the two girls and adjusted his face into a smile once more.
Hello. It's nice to meet you too.
Ouki, huh? You got a fucking cool quirk.
Kiyomi complimented, gesturing at his laptop.
You think so? I always thought it was kind of weird. At least that's what everyone else says.
Hell yeah, I think so. A laptop with you at all times? That's the coolest shit I've seen in a while. You could have like 24/7 internet access.
Do you use the internet often?
Well, no, at least not more than your average person. But that doesn't mean I can't think it's cool.
I always thought my quirk made me kind of, well, strange.
Ouki shrugged.
Hey, don't you think of yourself as strange just because your quirk is different from everyone else's. I mean, look at all the cool things you can do that no one else can.
Yeah, but still, other people don't really see it that way. They think I'm some kind of freak. It's okay though. I mean, it's not like I'm not used to it or...
A freak? Just because you look different? That's dumb! I dyed my hair in several different colors and no one else here looks like me either. Their opinions are stupid. I wouldn't give two fucks what they think.
I guess, but you chose to look that way, didn't you? Besides, rainbow hair looks kind of cool, but a laptop for a head is just kind of...
Cool too. I may have chosen this hairstyle and all that shit, but that's not the point. I still stand out compared to everyone else. Looking different doesn't make you any less of a person. You can't let what other people think define your life. That's just gonna destroy you.
Hey, don't be so hard on him. I know what it's like to be judged. It really isn't easy when people don't accept you for being yourself.
You shouldn't let yourself be put down by other people's judgments either, Sora.
You make it sound so easy.
I never said it was. I'm just saying that they don't get to tell you two that you're wrong for being who you are just because you're different. And because they don't have the right to do that. You guys shouldn't be too hard on yourselves either. Hell, I'll change my appearance even more and continue being even more different just to spite those shitheads, and if any more, then make you feel bad for being yourselves.
You're very passionate about this topic, huh?
Yes!
Kiyomi replied. Then she appeared to catch herself and she slumped back in her seat with a sigh, putting a hand to her forehead.
Sorry, I just met you guys. I didn't mean to start talking about this shit right away.
She lowered her hand back onto her desk and looked back over at them.
I just can't stand it when people make others feel like crap in any way, you know?
It's okay, I don't blame you.
Yeah. I'm sorry if we hit a nerve or brought up a sensitive topic.
Nah, it's not you guys' fault. If anything, I shouldn't have tried to tell you guys how to feel the moment we first met.
I kind of liked what you said, though. Sure, it was a little extreme, but no one has ever called my quirk cool before. It felt kind of nice.
Same here. I only started being open about my gender identity recently, so having you accepted so openly and readily like that makes me feel seen. I didn't take any offense to anything you said at all.
For the first time, Kiyomi gave a genuine smile.
You mean that?
She asked. They both nodded in unison. Kiyomi leaned forward in her seat again, her confidence returning.
Well, good, I'm glad.
You know, you could be a really good life coach if you tried.
It's true. You give really inspirational speeches. If I hear it often enough, I might start to feel more confident in myself.
Well, if you want, I could tag along with you two from now on and help you build that confidence.
Are you saying you want to hang out with us?
If you want. I'm not gonna butt in if you...
I don't mind. I'd love to have you around.
Yeah, I know it's the first day of school and all, but it'd be really nice to spend some time together.
Sora agreed. Kiyomi looked away for a moment.
Yeah, well, don't expect some sappy friendship crap out of me.
She replied, though her tone hinted at something more genuine.
I'm just here so you guys don't fall apart with lack of confidence.
Right. We will keep that in mind.
It's settled then.
We better talk later. Class is about to start.
Sora said, lowering her voice.
Good idea.
Ouki agreed, and with that, the three of them turned to face the front of the classroom to begin their first day at UA High.